about our hometown. Red Cup summers and vines.
All right, this is another experiment. This song is called Paso Made. It's actually my band, The Small Kicks. Let's see if Facebook and YouTube ban me from playing my song. It's this song we wrote about Paso. It's called Paso Made. There it is. Where's the camera? There. Available. I don't even know if it's available, but I need to do a song about Templeton. But basically now, the only music that I'm going to be allowed to play is my own on this show. But I feel like we need morning music, like a pump up. Small Kicks, great band. It's a band of 7 of us that we've had members come in and out over the years, but all right, that's enough. Members come in and out over the years. We've been together since 2010. A bunch of lifelong friends, though. Todd and Billy and Dustin and Jason and Ben and Patrick and Matt and Jake and Christian and who am I? I'm missing Andy. Who else am I missing that we've had in our band? Nathan. There's so many of the guys that have rotated in and out of this band for the past 11 years now. The Small Kicks. I started writing this record for I'll go into the story, but basically I found myself in like 2008 or 9 going, hey, wait a minute, I love playing music. Why did I stop playing music in 2002 altogether? I just kind of put the instruments down and walked away from music. And then I thought to myself in about 2008 or 9, hey, this is something that feeds my soul. It makes me feel great. I love it. Oh, it's such a huge part of who I am. Why would I stop doing it? And so I started writing songs and made this record that was took us about 3 years to record. 4 years, maybe. I think we put it out after 4 years, but it was a record called Get American. It's the first record for our band, The Small Kicks, and it was primarily just me doing all the songwriting with a co-producer, Christian Hand, who's a dear friend and brother of mine who helped me along the way. And we put together a really, I thought I was really proud of. It was I think 10, 11 songs on this record. And then we put together a band and we started playing live. And so that was fun. And then in 2015, after we moved, Allison and I moved back here to the Central Coast, the group, we got together and wrote Paso Made. It was a tribute to our hometown that we grew up in. I looked cross-eyed in the camera when I was doing that. Yeah. And then a couple other songs anyway. So back to writing music now, because that feeds my soul. I'm super excited about it. And I'm doing some recording with my daughter, which is cool, and all kinds of fun things that are just kind of allowing me to just refocus my my brain and my mind. Another thing in my tool bag to just kind of decompress me and give me therapy. So good morning. It is April 1st, Thursday, April 1st. This just in, the governor has issued a stay-at-home order. I just saw this on the news. So the governor is going to be issuing apparently later on today, by 10 o'clock tonight. I think everybody's got to close back down. It's going to be, I can't believe it's April Fools. I'm kidding. It's April Fools. I was trying to think of a good April Fools joke, and that one is probably too soon. Sorry. I know that was a little too soon. No, there's no stay-at-home order. It's just a April Fool's joke because I don't know. I was trying to think, okay, what's a good April Fool's joke that people are really gonna just lose their minds about? And that's the one, right? the stay-at-home order April Fool's joke. I'm sure there's going to be thousands of people doing that same April Fool's joke throughout the day. So be ready for it. And when somebody else pulls it, you can say, no. The Morning Buzz already tried to do that. I'm not falling for it. I know better. So there's no stay-at-home order issued today. It's April Fool's Day. Okay. All right. Thursday, April 1st. Today is day 3 for my 75 hard challenge. This is a 75-day straight challenge focused on drinking a gallon of water a day, check. Reading 10 pages a day, check. 2 45-minute workouts. One of them has to be outside. Okay. No gluten, no dairy, no sugar, and no alcohol. 75 days straight. And so the challenge is you go for 75 days, and every time you mess up, you hit reset and the 75 days starts over. So I'm on day 3, which is I'm feeling pretty good right now. And if I have to be really honest and just full disclosure, focusing on eating the right things really does wonders for your bowel movements. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm feeling great. I was exhausted this morning when I woke up at 3:25 to go to the gym. Because I went to bed too late. I went to bed at 10, but again, I wanted to go to bed. I wanted to see my family after they had their day. The girls got home from their volleyball game. Allison does some tutoring after she coaches, and so she got home around 9:15ish. We had dinner, great pork chops and some veggies, and she had a glass of wine. I didn't. I had water, but spent some time with her and Allison, Abby, and Noel. And but I had to get to bed by 10 because 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 5.5 hours is basically the sleep that I got, and that's not sustainable. I've done it for a long time. I've most of my life I've been really good about getting 5 hours, and that's enough for me. But something's happened to me neurologically, I think, over the last year, where my brain just freaking hurts if I don't get enough sleep. And so I had a little bit of a thing going on this morning, but I got up, I went to the gym, I did my workout, did an hour, did a bunch of stretching. People think workouts, you're lifting weights, you're running, you're doing all these. Sometimes working out is yoga, and sometimes it's stretching, and sometimes it's breathing and just slow, subtle movements. So that's what I did this morning. I did a ton of stretching and breathing, and then I biked 10 miles and burned a few hundred calories, and that's it. That was my workout. This afternoon, what I'll do is I'll run. I'll do a 45-minute run outside, because one of the things that you have to do on this challenge is run. So speaking of running, I had the pleasure of interviewing my good buddy out on the East Coast, Greg Nersessian. Greg is on a run streak right now. He has ran, I'm going to pull up my Instagram to just check my math. He has ran, let's see. Oh, he didn't post it. He's at 1,551 days straight of running at least 1 mile a day. He's ran as little as 1 mile and as much as 62 miles in a day on this run streak that he's had for 4 years. So I interviewed him yesterday. I asked him questions about how does he draw motivation. Has he ever ran after drinking a couple beers? Because you look at the time and you go, crap, I don't want to break my streak. I got to get my run in, but I just had 2 beers with my buddies. So good interview. Awesome guy. I'm going to replay that at the 8 o'clock hour. And then if you didn't get a chance to catch it yesterday, I'll replay it again today. We met with Aaron Asplund and Andy Burnett, the two gentlemen that head up the district office over there, the superintendent and the vice or the assistant superintendent. I always think of the office. It's like when Lori, it's called old age. What, my brain, my neurological issue? Yeah, I know. I'm fighting that though. I don't believe in age. I'm not gonna get old. So where was I? Oh, so I always think Andy Burnett. I think of that office, when Dwight is always saying that he's the assistant, what is he, assistant branch manager, and then they're like, no, he's the assistant to the branch manager. So Andy Burnett is not the assistant to the superintendent. He is the assistant superintendent. And so he and Aaron came on the show again yesterday, and we did something a little different. So I'll replay that. We got to know them a little. We got to know what kind of music they listen to, what kind of kid they were, where they grew up. Who would have thought Mr. Asplund, Aaron Asplund, was in rock bands in college, playing guitar? He probably had long hair. I forgot to ask him, but he was out playing guitar and in bands and doing the whole scene. And so cool to get to know them a little better. They gave me some book recommendations, their Desert Island Discs, and just kind of a little bit of their backstory. So we had fun. That was a great thing. And just rest assured, these guys they will not turn off next week during the break. They understand the task at hand. They know exactly what they need to get accomplished over the break. And there's so many different layers of things going on right now, I guess you could say, as the district is trying to navigate through all these just changing things. And so he did inform me, Aaron did, that him and Andy will both be kind of working all week next week to obviously keep pushing everything forward the way it is. And so we get a little bit of a break in terms of the student body next week and some of the faculty at the high school and the middle school and the elementary schools. And so that'll be nice for everyone to kind of hit eject for a minute and recharge. The morning buzz will happen next week. We are going to be coming on and doing our show. We're going to be doing probably more of some community stuff. I want to give the teachers who contribute to the show and the administration that contributes to the show the week off. So I'll have more just different people from the community on, get some business owners on, get some people to talk about just different things that they've got going on. So it should be a fun week. Today, we're going to talk volleyball and soccer with the English girls, Lauren and Lindsay. They're going to come on at 7:45. And as always, we're going to have Mr. Mack on at 7:30 to give us his daily rundown. And then, of course, we've got Mr. Anthony Reed coming in at 7:15, 7:55, and 8:55 to give us the kind of what's happening in and around the North County with the incidents and actions. And so that's the plan. That's the plan today. The show actually went, for those of you who continued to hang out, I went 2.5 hours yesterday. I wasn't planning on doing that, but the interview with Greg was so great at the end, I didn't want to cut it off. And so I kept rolling it. I'll replay that again here at 8 o'clock just so you guys can see it. He's an inspiration. He's just an awesome dude, and he's a great dad. He's a hard worker. And he's on a journey to just become a better person every single day. And he actually gave me a couple podcasts that he recommended that I'll probably be sharing with you guys at some point. So yeah, this 75 hard thing, day 3, is just kind of I'm trying to use it to just reset and recalibrate everything and just get me recentered. So thank you, Amanda, for recommending it. We are doing it. So, all right, Anthony Reed is in the waiting room. Let him in. Hold on a minute. Boom. What's happening? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I kind of overdid it yesterday in a physical therapy, so my body's just kind of just wanting to stretch out a little bit. So, but I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
good,
good.
good.
I'm good. So,
Well, be careful. It's a marathon, as they say, not a sprint, right?
yeah, I've been going to physical therapy for almost the last year, and so yesterday I decided to uh, test out and see how far I can push myself. And I did that, and I woke up, and I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of tight. So,
Yeah.
but I'm good.
What
I'm
types of activities are you doing in physical therapy?
I'm really working on lunges, and I even started to uh, bunny hop yesterday, like over some jump rope and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So just some agility stuff. So
Mm.
just trying to just get my leg kind of back in order.
And are you done with all of your surgeries, or do you have more?
There's a small possibility of another what's called a scar tissue removal,
Okay.
and
Okay.
what that is basically it's just to get my leg to bend back like more naturally. And so I've had it done before, and so I'll most likely, I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but it's most likely going to happen again. Which I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all to help me. So
Good, good. Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds like, and I don't know the details of the accident you had, but it sounds like it was a bad one.
yeah,
So,
actually, last April I fell asleep behind the wheel coming home from work. So
oh no.
yeah,
Okay.
so that's what happened. I fell asleep in San Luis. I was driving on the freeway, and you know where the drive-in movie theater is in San Luis.
Yep.
So I like swerved off the road like into that kind of culvert ditch area,
Wow.
and my car went into like a million pieces. I was like in the rubble, so I was alert the whole time, and so um, through that I tore all the ligaments except for the ACL in the right knee, and I completely shattered my left femur, which is now replaced by a steel rod in my
Okay.
left leg. So, yeah, I've been in physical therapy from that. I'm able to walk around and all that stuff. So it's just getting the strength back in my right leg from all the surgery it's had, plus an infection. So it's looking at possibly surgery number 4,
Mm.
but that's not something that I really want to happen. But if it has to happen, then we're just going to go with it. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, thank God you're alive. You've obviously come a long way. It
Oh, yeah.
sounds that from the sound of that accident, it sounds like you shouldn't have ever walked again. And
I shouldn't have, and that's what the doctors are like. They're like, dude, you were like inches away from like having a left leg being cut off.
yeah, wow.
So, so
Well,
I mean a right leg. So,
congratulations on your successful rehab thus
yeah,
far. So
yeah.
keep
Thank you.
going.
I'm actually doing a documentary of the last year, and it's almost done. I'm gonna put it out on the anniversary of the accident, which is April 8th, and so
Awesome.
maybe on the show that day, you can play a little bit of it, but
That'd be awesome.
we'll see. So,
That's so cool. Good.
yep, yep.
All right. Well, anything happen overnight? Any incidents to report?
Just a minor hit and run traffic collision, no injuries on 12th and Spring Street,
Mhm.
which is in front of the park there in Paso. As you can hear my scanner in the background. Non-injury involved 4 vehicles. The person that caused the accident fled the scene on foot.
Mm.
They didn't catch up. Actually, they did catch up with the person responsible, and
Okay.
I don't think he was arrested, um, but they did make contact with that driver uh, responsible, and they did whatever they did with him in regards to the accident. So much over that, not much is really going on.
Okay. Well, that's good news. I like it when it's slow.
Yep.
So Good deal. All right, we'll check back with us here at the end of the hour, 7:55, and we will get another update from you.
Alrighty, see you then.
Awesome. See ya. All right, that's Anthony Reed. He's the I guess you would call it the creator of the Facebook page, Paso Robles Incidents and Action, and he does a great community service where he is reporting real time all the things going on in and around the county. He's got over 6,000 followers, and he just stays on top of that news. And so Anthony's recovering from an accident he had a year ago, and just a Bearcat, a fellow Bearcat. I know I'm a Bearcat, sorry. But just a great kid who's doing a cool thing for our community. So we welcome him into the show 3 times a day to give us all of the latest. All right, so I've got a couple questions real quick before we get Mr. Mack here at 7:30. Just things I'm thinking about. The beard, I'm not sure if I'm going to let it go or shave it. It's got a lot of gray. I don't know, look, see if I can get. So it's got a lot of gray, and while I like kind of the rugged look that it gives me, I'm just not really sold on the gray that is exposing my experience, if you will, or as Lori Crow would say, my old age. So clean shave or beard? I wish I could put a poll on the screen and you guys could click on it, but yeah, just a question. I don't know. I've got a face for radio, and so I've somehow decided to get on camera with you guys, but I'm just trying to figure out what's the best look, what's going to make me feel the best. Yeah, I don't know. Just one of those questions I have. All right, so there's lots going on out and about. Let's see, we've got a ton. Tomorrow we're gonna have a farm update, which will be cool. Matt Garrett and Irish Oaks will be back in the house to do a farm update, talk about all of the latest and greatest. If you guys follow them on Instagram, this is the cutest thing. I'm going to pull this up. Hold on. Irish Oaks. Find it. Stand by. Here it is. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Oh yeah, it is this one. This is really cool. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Sorry. This is they had little babies. They had little babies, and so he was talking a couple weeks ago about getting ready for little babies, and then they had little sorry for the graphic if you don't want to watch little babies being born and all of the natural things that happen with it, but that's adorable. So yeah, Irish Oaks, they had babies out at the ranch, or they call them kids. I think they're called kids, right, Matt? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think baby goats are called kids, which is interesting. So they're going to come on the show tomorrow to give us an Irish Oaks update. They've partnered with a company called Harvestly, which brings you, I guess, farm fresh items weekly. It's like a subscription model. It's started by a couple Cal Poly kids. We're going to probably get them on the show at some point as well, because it's a cool thing that they're doing. And so Harvestly is a local kind of project from these Cal Poly kids that have turned into this big startup that they've done. Well, Irish Oaks is talking about, or they're going to, or they have partnered with Harvestly to put together packages to get out to the community. If you want, I don't know, don't quote me on it, but from what I gather in the conversation, it sounds like you can join Harvestly, and then they'll give you a weekly delivery of like all of your proteins and your veggies. That's kind of what I gathered from it. And so, and it's all locally sourced, farm fresh. stuff. So if you're a family on the go, if you're on the move, hey, this is a good thing for you. Yeah, I've tried in the past meal prep people. There's a lot of great local meal prep companies that do, those meals. They average out to about $8 to $10 a meal. And so there's a couple good ones here in town. Clean Machines, I think, is one. The names are escaping me. I'll find them and I'll post them. But yeah, I mean, perfect for families. I found myself last night when I went to the supermarket to figure out what I was going to cook for dinner. I wanted to time it with when I went for my run, right? And so I was thinking, what's something that I can throw in the oven or in a pot for 45 minutes while I go exercise and then come back and have it be done. And I feel like there's something there, but I just don't know. And so if you have any ideas of like a good thing that I can prepare that's easy. And we don't do a lot of frozen meals in our house. We're not a frozen meal family. We're not really like boxed kind of just add water and heat up kind of family. We try to stay away from that stuff. But anyways, I ended up going with pork chops, bone-in pork chops, and some Brussels sprouts. And of course, I'm not doing any sugar. And so when I was trying to prepare the pork chops, I grabbed my Jeffrey's barbecue seasoning, and I went to shake it over, and I went, nope, that's got sugar. Throw that out the window. And so Jeffrey's, I will be eating that in 73 days, but I can't have it now. So I did a little chili and lime salt on the pork chop, and then just a little bit of pepper and a little bit of avocado oil on each one. And they were perfect. They were really good. I'm not a cook and I don't pretend to be one. For some reason in the last year, I've really gotten into cooking, and it's funny because literally for 4 years straight, I lived off of white rice, and I would just add different condiments every day. I mean, there were days where I'd throw like mustard in the white rice and mix it up, and pickles, and then that was my meal: mustard, pickles, and white rice. And then the next day I would do ketchup, right? And then just different flavors of white rice. Got creative with it. That's the things you do as a starving musician in Hollywood. You don't want to spend money on food. You want to spend money on your clothes. You got to look good for every single show. And so you spend money on good, healthy sources of fuel for your body, or you just cover that sickly looking body with awesome clothes. And that's what I chose to do. So it's probably not the smartest move. Mr. Mack, what do you guys usually have for dinner?
Wow, that is a great question. Last night we had what we call peanut butter chicken. It was it's a spaghetti with kind of like a Thai sauce on it. I'm taking some for I've got some for leftovers for lunch today. But yeah, we don't usually eat out very much. When we do, our restaurant of choice is either Jack's or Nino's. I'm sorry, Jack's or McPhee's.
Okay, yeah, two local places.
Absolutely.
And if you just need to grab something on the go real quick, it's Templeton Donuts or the Market.
Absolutely, or Blaze. Yeah. I'm a Blaze guy too.
Oh, okay. I'm not a fan. I'm not a pizza guy. It's too much dough. It's like, I love the toppings on pizzas, but it's like I never go, oh, let's go get a pizza.
Yeah, if I was doing breakfast, okay, so breakfast, it would either be the donut shop, of course, or Joe's Place for breakfast burrito. Wow, those may be the best breakfast burritos I've ever had.
I have this dream in my mind of the Morning Buzz, one of the sponsors being Joe's Place, and me doing a live broadcast from Joe's every Friday. I think that would be the coolest thing, right?
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I don't know what we would call it, but it would just be like Morning Buzz on the town or something, or the morning buzz at Joe's, right? That would be a cool thing to do, and I'm gunning for that. That's if you guys can get me in touch with Joe, I want to pitch that to him because I think it'd be a cool idea.
Yeah.
And then the community members can come in and have breakfast on the morning buzz with me, right?
Yeah, you could just interview people there.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And the staff, man, they've been so busy lately. It's been fun to go in there and see just people, buzzing in and out of there. It's almost normal.
I see the connection you made there with the buzzing in and out.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we've got, I don't know if you caught it, and in case you didn't, I'm going to re-air it today. Mr. Asplund and Mr. Burnett, we kind of went a different route yesterday, and we got to know the guys behind the guys a little.
All right.
And so Mr. Asplund, if you didn't know, played guitar in rock bands while he was in college.
Did he have the long hair at that point or no?
I'm guessing he did, right? It was probably the late 90s, just like, that era. So
yeah, I'm not sure if he showed you any of the pictures of him in dreadlocks. I don't know if he showed you that.
That's
but
amazing.
Definitely have that now. Very clean cut now. So
I might have to Facebook stalk Debbie and see if she's got any posts of old Mr. Asplund.
Yeah, I think Debbie would have put a stop to the dreadlocks. I'm just thinking.
Right.
So pre-Debbie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to re-air that right around 8:30ish, so everybody could kind of get to see that. It was a fun segment. They gave me some great book recommendations. Their desert island music that they would take with them. Yeah, just got to know Mr. Asplund also played trumpet, in the band growing up. So that was cool. Both of them are from farming communities. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of similarities there. So really cool. All right. So we've got volleyball we'll get into. I don't know where you want to start today, but
well, let's start with volleyball. Volleyball had a rematch with Paso. Were you at the game? Or you live?
I was watching the live stream. And to speak to the live stream, I will say this. It's technology and it's complicated sometimes. And even Paso's live stream service that they have was having major issues yesterday. So it's not just Templeton that has little, bugs here and again. It just happens, right? And this is all new stuff that we're all trying to figure out together. But yeah, so it was going in and out, but I got the gist of it. And we had friends. We have a friend that's a Paso parent that's a scorekeeper there who was live streaming also. So between the two live streams, and then Allison actually was like live streaming it by the end of the varsity match. I was kind of able to see most of it.
Yeah. Well, they it was a rematch of their game the previous day with Paso, and from accounts that I understand, the girls are improving, looking better. Haven't had a whole lot of practice going into these, and Paso's got a really strong team. But the varsity lost in 4. They lost in 3 the night before. So won a set, and sounds like the girls are starting to gel a little bit and kind of figure out how they're going to work together and be successful. And then JV, they went from losing in 2 sets on Tuesday night at home to sweeping them there at Paso. So that's great. You love to see the lower levels, the JV levels doing well. And you just kind of looking at the future and seeing what that'll bring. So, we split last night, but improving. So that's good.
Yeah, the JV did look strong. They played really well. Even varsity, I thought, played well. They came out, lost the first match, or they call them set.
Yeah, lost the first set, won the second one, and then lost the next 2. Yeah,
and they played the second set, the one they actually won. they played that like they can play all the time. Like that was the team that we're going to see for the most part. They looked great in that second set, and so just minor tweaks and more repetition and practice together. I think they're going to be in good shape, and they're a young team.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And the scores for those who didn't hear, it was 15-25, then 25-23. That was 1-1 in a nail biter. 13-25, and then 16-25. Mm-hmm. And in the JV game, they won 25-19 and 25-22.
Yeah, good. Hey, I just got this update, this bulletin. It looks like the governor's issuing a stay-at-home order again. Did you hear this?
I don't know. Let me check my calendar.
You heard the joke. Oh,
I'm just thinking, you got to be on your toes if you're a teacher on this day of the year.
I already tried to do it once at the beginning of the show. I was just seeing if you're.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get me on that one. But I will tell you, the KPRL was live this morning at the April Fool's Day parade in San Luis, and Fauci was. I heard the Grand Marshal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this morning.
No, there's no way that would happen.
Yeah, I think that might have also fallen into the April Fools.
Right.
Anyway, hey, Mike, no fooling here. Softball yesterday, they had a big win, 10-0, and they kind of bounced back from their from earlier in the week when they lost that heartbreaker, tied 6-6 going into the last inning and lost 7-6 in the previous game. But this one, 10-0. Charlotte Fornes went the whole way, struck out 10. Bella Backer smacked one out of the park for a 2-run home run. That was really all they needed because they won 10-0. But
sure.
But yeah, played a great game. Alyssa Moore 2 for 3 with a single and a double and got walked.
Is this the team right here?
That's the team right there. And they played an error-free game, which, in most sports, if you can just play solid and make the least amount of errors, there's a good chance you're going to walk away with a win. So girls played a good defensive game, and then with Bella knocking out a home run and Charlotte on the mound, that was good. The kind of the heartbreaker last night was baseball losing 3-1. And, you might say, well, it's going to happen, but it doesn't usually happen because this almost 2 years they've gone without a loss.
That's crazy.
2 years. So I think their last loss was the first week of April first week of April. I think that was it.
In 19?
2019. Yeah. Now, of course, they had a shortened season in, last year, but they played 6 games last year and won them all, only gave up 1 run in 6 games. So lost 3-1. That was kind of a tough loss. Bats kind of went silent after the first inning, but Merrick Hall went 1 for 3, and he's got his 3-game winning streak. 3-game hitting streak. Got a hit in every game this year. And first inning, they turned a double play. I'm not sure if it was first inning actually, but bases were loaded and turned a double play to end the inning. Some great plays by Kiko Barroso at third base, and Ryan Domingos came in 4 scoreless innings of pitching. So
who started? Robbie?
No, Will.
Will. Okay.
Yeah,
so Will started, and then Ryan came in.
Yeah, then Ryan came in, and you're gonna lose a game, right? They're playing a 30-game season, so you're gonna lose. But they had a great game. So you come up short, but Ryan, there were some highlights in the game with Ryan pitching a great 4 innings and that sort of stuff. So
yeah. Well, that's baseball, right? It's just. That's the pros have 162 games, and most teams lose half of them, right? Yeah. So Yeah, well, that's a bummer. They'll bounce back. Those kids are resilient, and that coach Tompkins, he does a good job of preparing them. So, well, all the staff does.
Yeah, and Mike, I'm looking at the thing I sent out this morning. So, Rob, sorry if I did if you saw this. So I quote Coach Domingos. Should have quoted Coach Tompkins there on the Eagles. Had many opportunities throughout the game, but couldn't get any over the plate. So. Sorry, Rob, when I was typing it this morning.
Oh.
It's hard, man. You're up so early in the morning, and I'm typing this thing at, pretty early, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And so, I don't know.
Yeah.
As I go. And once you send it out, there's no getting it back, man. It's not like anyway.
No, I hear you. Well, in case you're wondering where we're getting all of these cool pictures and stories from, it's actually the daily newsletter that's sent out from Mr. Mack.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of the girls volleyball. This is the JV team.
Yep. JV.
I've heard that this coach not only was a nasty setter in high school, she's also a nasty math teacher. She just knows her math.
She's quite a mathlete, I hear.
She is. She's got a mathletic academy. She runs a volleyball clinic. Yeah, she's a jack of all trades. But here's the girls. She's got so she was the freshman coach last year, and so she got to coach most of these girls last year, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And volleyball is actually one of those sports that actually got a full season last year, or last school year, I should say, right? So cool for them to be back on the court and reunited with their coach from last year. And they're gelling. They looked great. They played. This is varsity right here.
Yep.
Yeah, so cool. Here's the live stream. You could see this is where they were set up to do the live streaming yesterday. That's the Voice of Paso does their live stream for all those games.
Yeah, you're kind of seeing how the sausage is made right there, aren't you?
Right, exactly. There's not a lot to it. A laptop, a bunch of cables, and a tripod with an iPhone on it or something.
Yeah, those guys are funny, though. Those guys, they're a riot.
They were, so their sound was terrible. And, I mean, this happens all the time in broadcasting. There's going to be issues all the time. But it's just a testament to, like, nobody's perfect. Everybody does the best they can on short notice with the tools they have. And sometimes they get it right and sometimes they don't. And we just have to be a little more, what's the word? Empathetic?
Yeah, patient and show a little grace and all that kind of stuff.
Grace. Thank you. Exactly. So hats off to those guys and Stacy Scott, who was also commentating, to be able to do that for 3 hours live commentary or 2.5 hours live commentary volleyball. That's a tough job. So I know Mr. Mack and I make it look super easy to just do this thing called broadcasting, but Christine Ames says, yes, give grace. Exactly. I agree. But it is frustrating for the parents who can't be at the game that want to see their children. So
yeah. Hey, Mike, we got a little special treat right now.
Uh-oh, the dynamic duo?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got two of Templeton's finest young lady athletes that are here to talk with you about about soccer and about volleyball and the life of playing both at once.
Yes,
and
how they balance it with grades and raising animals and all of it, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna switch seats and let these young ladies step in and steal the show.
Perfect.
All right,
Mr. Mack. Thanks. Okay, so Mr. Mack is bringing in now Lauren and Lindsay English. It's not Mr. Mack, although it says that on the screen. What's up, ladies? How are you?
Good. How are you? Good.
I'm good. Okay, so you guys got up early. You fed your lambs, right? You're good to go. Are you raising animals right now?
We don't actually have our lambs yet. We're gonna get them next week.
And that's for fair?
Yes.
Yeah, midday.
Okay. So you're not doing Salinas Valley?
No. We were
Okay.
going to, but then with all of this going on, we were like, that's just going to be too much.
Way too much, right?
Yeah.
And do you guys raise them out at your place or at the school farm?
At our house.
Okay. So that makes it a little easier,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
All right. So where are you getting them?
They're
Or
coming.
is that top secret?
It's not top
No.
secret. I actually don't know where they're coming from. We're going to Bakersfield to pick them up, but I know they're from out of state.
Okay. Well, Lindsay, thanks for your help with Abby over the last couple of years. She learned a lot from you, so thanks for that.
You're welcome.
All right, so volleyball, athletics, volleyball, soccer, academics, and raising animals. What else are you girls doing this spring? You have jobs?
Yeah.
Yes, we both work at Grey Wolf Winery.
I love it.
Just with all of our high school friends. We're balancing that.
What else? That's pretty much it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's a busy schedule. Lauren, are you driving yet?
No.
No.
I'm younger for our grade, so I won't get my license till August. So she's been driving me
Oh,
to all of this stuff.
taxi. I love it.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, and so I heard you guys get announced yesterday on the broadcast for the volleyball game. Both of you girls had a really good game, and you were moving. I can't really tell who's who on the court because you can't see the numbers. And half the time they were calling Lauren Lindsay and Lindsay Lauren, and they were mixing, and then they would correct themselves. But we knew it was one of the English girls that was doing something. So, how do you guys feel about your team so far this year?
I think we're pretty good. We're pretty new with each other, so I think we definitely need to build like a stronger team bond. But as soon as we just fix our little problems, I think we should be able to do good.
Mm-hmm. And what positions are you guys playing?
We both play outside hitter.
Okay.
Outside, yeah.
All right. And Lauren, you're a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you've got three seasons with varsity. And so by the time you're a senior, you're going to be like the old veteran that's just yelling at all the young kids, telling them what to do.
Oh,
Are you already taking charge?
no.
No. So did they haze you? Like, did they make you carry all the bags and all that?
No, surprisingly not.
Oh, that's no fun. School's changed. Gosh, when we were young, like,
Do it.
what's that?
Said we should make her do it.
Totally, right? You have to drive her around, make her carry your bag.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. And so walk me through a typical day for you guys when you're trying to balance ride sharing and two sports and then tutoring and academic. Like, what is that? You guys are on the same cohort because you have the same last name. So that makes it easier. But yeah, what's a typical day like for you guys?
Usually we go home after school and then chill out, do some homework, eat, and then at 4 we have soccer
Well,
practice.
tutors before that.
She has tutor before that. And then we go to soccer at 4 and that ends at 5:30. That's like on a Monday. And then right after that we go to the gym for volleyball from 6 to 8.
And so do you guys snack like all day, or are you just trying to find like this little window to eat like a big burger or something?
Like right in between soccer and volleyball, like that little 30-minute gap. Grab something to eat really quick and then go to volleyball.
Don't tell me you go to like the market and get like what is it, chicken and Mojo's.
No, we usually bring snacks.
Oh, that's good.
Just bring like sandwiches or
Yeah.
something.
And do you make them, or does your mom make them for you guys?
No, we make
We
You
make
do?
them. At work.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good. That's more than my kids in my house. It's literally you get in one of their cars and it's like Starbucks wrappers and In-N-Out wrappers, and it's just Chipotle, half-eaten burritos. Like, it's disgusting. Do you keep your truck pretty clean, Lindsay?
At times, and then at times when I'm like really busy,
It can get
I like-
bad.
it can get bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a locker room. You guys live in these cars, right?
All my clothes are in there.
So I have 0 sweatshirts in my closet. I got in Noel's car yesterday, and there's 7 of my sweatshirts in the back seat. I was like, okay, that makes total sense. So, all right. So, how's the soccer team looking?
I think we're doing really good so far.
Yeah, soccer's doing really good.
And so, is that your number one sport, or is it hard to choose?
It's hard to choose.
Your coaches aren't watching. Don't worry. They're not going to hear this.
I feel like they secretly are. There's not really a number one sport. I think they're both pretty much even. We only have 4 overlapping games between the two. So we'll probably, the girls who play both soccer and volleyball will split it up.
Is there a rule? I should know this, but is there a rule like a high school athlete rule where you can only do so many amount of hours?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
What is
Was it 16 or
16 or 18 hours a week.
so like your last volleyball practice of the week? You're just like, peace out, coach. Sorry.
My time.
Yeah, clock's up.
Getting close.
Okay, so 16 hours a week, and that includes competitions.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
soccer games are count as 3 hours, and a volleyball game is 2 hours.
Soccer's 3 hours.
Because it counts of a warm up. So our warm up
Oh,
is an hour long.
okay. So you have 2 soccer games a week.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's 6 hours, and then you've got 2 volleyball games a week, so that's 10 hours.
Well, not all of them are overlapping, but
Oh, okay.
Usually,
like this week, we'd only had volleyball Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we have a soccer game today.
Okay, that's not bad. So you're averaging like 3 practices per sport per week or 2?
well, soccer we have off days right after our games. So then he doesn't make us practice right after our games. So because Mondays we have both volleyball and soccer practice. And then
It's usually 2 to 3 practices a week. Kind of just depends where games are and what games we don't have and stuff.
Sure. I never played soccer like in my life ever. And I've watched it a few times and really don't understand the positions and the like the offsides rules and like all of that. What positions do you girls play?
I play in the forward, pretty much either left, center, or right forward.
So are you allowed to go the whole field?
No, I'm a queen of offsides. I get
Oh,
a lot
really?
of calls.
So you can only stay on the side of the field that you're on offense?
You can't know. So on the other team where their defenders are, you can't pass them until the ball passes them. So
Got
like
it.
if I'm behind, like on their side of the field, and I'm behind their last defender, then they're gonna call me offsides.
Okay. Depending on where the ball is or not.
Yeah, depending where the ball is.
And what about you, Lauren? What position are you?
I play midfield mainly. Coach Steve will sometimes put me in forward, but that's only on some occasions. So I'm going back and forth between defense and offense, running up and down the field.
Okay. And who's the most physical between the two of you? Like, do one of you girls just like drop other players all the time, or?
I think we're both really aggressive
Yeah.
for like
Okay.
our team. We're probably up there.
Have
She's
you
really
guys?
more though, I'd say.
I probably shouldn't ask this, but have you guys ever injured anyone?
In club, I think I did.
Really?
Not in high school though.
Like a bad injury?
Breaking something.
No.
But like maybe somebody
Where they usually
sprain.
have to walk off the field.
And you're not doing it on purpose. You're just doing it because you're in the heat of the moment and you're just being aggressive, right?
You definitely get in the heat of the moment at soccer. You're like
Yeah,
adrenaline's
that's for
going and you
sure.
really don't think about it.
My last game as a baseball player in high school, I got in a fight with the other pitcher. I was pitching and I struck him out, and then the next inning I was up to bat and then he pitched it and I bunted. That's really loud. Hold on. I bunted and he grabbed the ball and then he like charged me as I was running to first and he buried his shoulder in me and like knocked me over. And then I got up and I like went towards him and both benches cleared. And then the umpire called the game because it was just too contentious. But like I wasn't a physical player at all, but I could see in the heat of the moment when you're like,
When
you
you're
know,
like up there, yeah.
emotions are high and you know there's a lot on the line and yeah, and then all of a sudden you're just knocking people out like oops, sorry. Well, volleyball is way less physical and because you're not touching the opposing team.
No.
So but you are like diving on the ground and
Yeah.
running all over the court. What you guys are both outside hitters, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, at least you're not like a libero that has to literally run into the wall or the post or whatever, right? You're just kind of waiting.
Shout out to Summer. She does such a good job at that.
Yeah, she was all over yesterday. You girls played great. That second set or the second game that you guys played yesterday was like
Yeah, that was our best one.
that's like totally how you guys can play all the
Mhm.
time,
Yeah.
right?
For sure.
Yeah, I think just a little more time together and
Exactly.
just figuring it out. You guys are going to be awesome. Lindsay, you're going to be gone next year. What are you doing next year?
I'm gonna go to Cuesta for right now, and then I want to transfer.
Okay. Where do you want to transfer?
Probably like Texas A&M or something like that.
We went out there a couple of years ago on Christmas break, and Texas A&M is like Disneyland for ag students. It's massive. It's like bigger than Templeton. It's huge.
I know. I've seen pictures. I'll hope to go visit it this summer, like or University of Tennessee or something like that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, there's so many cool places out there that we don't even think about. You know, we're stuck in our bubble here, and we're like, there's so many other places to explore in the world. Lauren, what are you going to do after high school? Do you know yet, or is it like you're just focused on getting your license?
Just
like that's the next milestone, huh? Yeah.
I really don't know what I want to even like do when I'm older. There's some places I'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. That'd be cool, like place to go to college, but I don't have like a track I'm set on.
Yeah. Well, and so you guys are both doing tutoring with Allison?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lauren, what's that?
I said she's the best.
She is the best, right? Yeah, she's hardcore. What are you getting tutored on, Lauren?
Just geometry. Like
Okay.
she just makes it so much easier to understand. Like I'll go to class, sit in the class for an hour, and I'm like trying to understand it, and then Allison explains it to me in like 2 seconds. I'm like, oh, got it.
Well, and that's not a dig on your teacher. That's just kind of a more focused approach having a tutor. That some people learn better that way. My geometry teacher was my baseball coach, and so literally he's like, Mike, just show up and I'll give you a B. And I was like, yes, I love it. So I was a terrible math student. I hated it. It was and then Allison, of course, was like, you know, the brain on campus. So all right, it's 7:59. I'll let you girls go. Congratulations on just being role models for other kids. And you know, you guys laugh when I say that, but seriously, like a lot of kids look up to the fact that you guys are out there working hard, doing the things that you love to do, and like you just it's a special gift that the two of you have that just allows you to go 150 miles an hour all the time and work your butts off. So congratulations on being awesome students and student athletes, and good luck to you girls this year. I'm going to definitely be watching volleyball. Soccer, I'm sorry, probably might not catch a game. Maybe I will. I don't know. But good luck out there. Stay safe, stay healthy, work hard, and continue to eat well. All right?
Yes.
Thank you
Have
so
a good
much.
day. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
See ya. All right, so that's Lauren and Lindsay English. Mr. Max got his mask on, which means it's time to teach.
All right. See you, Mike.
All
Have a
right, have a good day. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, and now let's check in with Mr. Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. Hey, Anthony, sorry, we went long. Those girls only had till 8, then they had to get to class. So, yeah, if you don't know the English girls, you should watch them in competition. They are intense and hardcore, and for lack of a better term, badasses. I mean, they're great kids. So.
Yeah, you talk about geometry just real quick. You know that we actually use geometry every day of our lives and we don't know it?
We use a lot that I learned every day and I don't know it. But yeah, what are you referring to?
Well, I mean, just the aspect of driving, because driving is nothing but angles and turns, and just different movements like that. And so
I don't know if this is too soon to joke about this, but you're probably not somebody I would listen to about driving.
Yeah, not now. Yeah,
just kidding.
Yeah, nah, it's all good.
No, I joke. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, but actually, my dad actually told me that a couple years ago, and he goes, "Yeah," because I was talking to him about something, and he said, "Yeah, well, that's geometry," and I'm like, "Okay," and he goes, "Yeah, every turn, like you have to calculate every turn and how you move around and drive and all that stuff. So it's nothing but angles and turns and left turns and all this other stuff. So it's geometry, but we just don't think about it."
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. So
all
right. In the world of news, nothing going on. Just a couple of traffic hazards, animals in the roadway. I think there was a cow going the wrong way down some back street in Templeton, but they were able to corral that and get it back to where it needs to be.
That's such a Templeton story, right?
Yeah,
a cow in the road.
Much over that, nothing's going on with the Paso Police Department. They're just doing their what's called school zones. Yep. And what that is basically they just go and park in the area of like Flamson or the high school, and they just monitor traffic and just make sure that people aren't speeding through. If kids are in the crosswalk, and make sure they stop at the stoplights, of course. Just because, and I remember a CHP and a Paso police officer told me, just because there's a red light doesn't mean people will stop. So you got to have the police in the area, especially when kids are around. So because we're going back into the in-person learning, so they need to be visualized and seen in the area too. So
yeah, and I don't want to speak for other parents' kids, but man, I feel like kids are really bad drivers. I get in the car with my children, and they're just like, I'm scared. I'm like frightened to ride with them. And it's like as 16-year-olds, that's what it was. I got pulled over when I was 16, 3 times in one day, 3 times in Paso. And I didn't get tickets, but it was like, well, and back then in Paso, there was 15,000 people. So the cops they knew you, right? And it's like 3 times in one day. One was like, actually 2 of them were a rolling stop sign. The other one was like, I don't know if I turned the wrong way or didn't yield or whatever. But yeah, I just urge you parents to just keep telling your kids to just be super cautious out there.
Yeah, and I have a funny story. When I was, I think it was in 2018 or 2019, I was working in San Luis at the time, and I had gotten off work like at 11 o'clock, and I would get back to Paso at around 11:30, and it was a rough night where I worked at and all that stuff, and we just had a hell of a night. And I remember I wasn't really focused on the speed I was going, but I was going 90 miles an hour at 11 o'clock at night. And if you know the CHP, they have what I have to call sneak tactics, and they can hide like on the side of a road,
Sure.
like in the pitch black dark of the night.
Yeah.
And the only way that you would see them is if they turn the headlights on.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what happened. So I'm just zooming. I'm ready to get home because at that time my weekend started on Saturday, and so I was excited to get home. I don't have to drive to San Luis for 2 days. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get home, just have a beer, and just relax.
Yeah.
So I had that on my mind. So I was booking it. I was booking it home, and I wasn't paying attention. And then at the last second, like right as I passed the CHP, he turned his lights on and pulled me over.
Oh boy.
And so he goes, "Is there any reason for your speeding, Mr. Reed?" And I'm like, "No." I said, "I'm just trying to get home." I said, "It's my Friday at work." And he must have seen the security thing on my jacket.
Right.
And he just gave me a warning. He said, "Slow down, but get home safe." So
Oh, good.
I said, "All right, cool. Thank you." So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So just in that sense, I'm saying just watch your speed at all times. So
For sure. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right, man. Well, check back in with us at the end of the show and give us an update as to what's going on.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Anthony. See ya.
All right.
All right, Anthony Reed, Pass Robles Incidents and Actions. Okay, as promised, I said I told you at the top of the show I was going to play this interview. This is Greg Nersessian. Greg is on a 4.24 years run streak, 1,551 days today. I had a chance to interview him yesterday, and I'm going to see if he posted it yet today, but yeah, 4 years run streak. It's just a phenomenal feat, and he's just somebody that inspires me daily. So I wanted to share him with you guys. It's just a really great friend with a really cool story. So here's the interview with me and Greg yesterday. So speaking of relying on people, I rely on this guy for my daily inspiration, Mr. Greg Nersessian. You're like the first person on the show that's not from the North County, Templeton, Paso Robles area. Welcome to the show.
How are you doing, Mike?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. I know. Yeah, I'm not from the North County, but I was in Southern California. That's how we know each other.
That's right. Beautiful Covina. Ain't nothing like those Covina girls.
Oh man, in the froyo shops.
Oh man, we had such a great time. How did we not get arrested or fired from our jobs? That's what
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, I'm not entirely sure that didn't happen. Maybe we just blacked out for a little bit. Whoa, what just happened there the last 2 years?
Yeah, I actually did get fired. Jack Silver fired me 3 times.
Stop. Shut up.
I swear, every time I came back to him, he's like, Onion, you can't just not show up to work. I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh, man. Those are the days, man.
Yeah, life was so much simpler back then.
I know.
Right?
It really was.
So a little bit about Greg. Greg is from Covina. He went to Charter Oak High School, and you did go to Charter Oak, right? I just made that up.
Charter Oak High School.
Class of 95.
Yep.
And so Greg and I are the same age. We met working for a radio station, KLSX, in LA, and that was the Howard Stern station at the time. We were both on the promotions team. We drove vans around, went to live events, handed out stickers, basically used the van as leverage to pick up on girls and get access into all the coolest places in town.
Oh my gosh, man. I mean, Was that not the hardest thing to give up? Were the perks that were associated? We got paid nothing, but we can get into anything we wanted.
It was so much fun.
Right?
I remember somehow we decided we were going to crash a house party on the beach in Newport. And so we somehow got a hold of this listener and ended up like going to their house party with the van. And we ended up just hanging out with them all day. That was the day that I was pumping this vivid memory. I would put the gas in the gas tank and I drove off
my God.
with the hose still connected to the van. And everybody's looking at this van.
I was just relaying this story to somebody like 2 weeks ago, and they thought I was like completely full of BS. They're like, no way that happened. I'm like, you don't understand. We were going down the road with the hose dragging down.
Oh, it was ridiculous. Yeah.
And I don't think we didn't drive it back. I think we just it fell off and
it fell out. We just kept going.
We just kept going.
We're not good role models.
Oh man, we're so lucky they didn't have like cameras on cell phones back then.
Right, for sure. All right, so your son, is he a senior or junior?
Junior.
Okay. Yep. And your daughter's 8th grade or freshman?
She's 8th grade.
8th grade. Okay.
Yep.
So next year we're gonna have a freshman and a senior. Your son, is he thinking about playing competitive baseball in college, next level?
Yeah, he definitely wants to. But you know how that goes. The last year and a half, man, that's been tough for the kids. They're all trying to figure that out, figure out what the next step's going to be, and they can't really get in front of anybody, depending on what state you're in and even what county in that state. So, they're dealing with a lot of uncertainty.
Well, yeah, and it's a little different out there on the East Coast than California. Different rules and restrictions, and it's kind of a moving target any given day, any given week.
Yep.
But it seems like out here, anyways, we're kind of getting into a little rhythm, and have some sense of normalcy happening with sports. And so that's been a positive. How about you guys?
Yeah, they're finally getting back there. So the baseball season for high school would have started about a month ago. They've pushed that another month. So they've been playing under a travel team name for the last couple of weeks, and then they'll start the high school season. It's like middle of April. So they're getting something in. It's just going to be a little bit shortened, and it's not starting till a little bit later. But that's what I'm talking about, is even within the state it's not consistent, because depending on where in the state of Maryland you are, that really dictated when they could start sports. So there are some teams that are already 10, 12, 15 games into the season, and his team will be starting way later. So there's still going to be a good pool of teams to pull from in order to get it. It's just different,
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, the reason why I wanted to have you on is I wanted to introduce you to really the community around me, and it's just a little bit of an insight into me, is introducing them to you. And one of the things that I just get daily inspiration from is the fact that you've been on this stupid run streak for over 4 years.
With no intention to stop.
Did you just wake up one day and say, I'm bored, I'm going to go for a run? And then
totally
snowballed?
Totally Forrest Gump style, man. No, I mean, honestly, the intention was like, this is back January 1st of 2017, was I'm going to run every day for the month of January. Mm-hmm. And then, and I got to the end of that month and I was like, well, let's make it a nice round 50 days. And then at 50 days, it was, well, there's really no good reason to stop, so might as well keep going. And now we're on over 4 years, man.
Jeez. So how many days have there been where you're like, no, I'm not going to do it?
Not too many. So the really tough ones are after like a longer event. So I still do, I'll run races. I'll still do some triathlons. I don't do like super long distance triathlons anymore, but I will do longer running distance races. So it's like the days after the race is always the tough day. So that's like, it's like a real slow, 1.5 mile grind to get me to the point that I can continue the streak, and then it progressively gets better. But I think it lines up really well with life, man. I mean, there are some days that you're just going to feel completely like crap and totally down and out, but you stick with it for a day or two, and then you're going to pull through. You're going to feel great again. In a lot of ways, you're stronger for it, for those down days. So, I think at this point, it kind of hopefully serves as motivation for my kids too, that when I'm telling them that they've got to get out and work for something, then I'm doing it by action and not just by something I'm telling them. They're seeing Pops drag his old butt out every day, and regardless of whether or not I'm limping around or not.
And how many days have you been sick in those 4 years? Like, have you ever been battling something?
So I can remember, like, going back a few years, I had the flu, and it was on my birthday, and I was running an event that day. But outside of that, like, I can't really remember any other like super sick days outside of just having like, oh, I've got allergies today and I feel a little bit down, but nothing. I don't know, man. Knock on wood, but it hasn't happened.
And you generally follow a pretty healthy diet, right? I know you're always experimenting with different seeds and things that you throw in your smoothies. Oils and seeds and all kinds of witchcraft stuff that you throw in there.
That's right. But,
that probably plays into obviously maintaining health, and obviously when you eat like crap and you drink a lot of soda, you're not feeling the most motivated to get out and run, right?
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, definitely the smoothies, I think they help. I mean, even if it's just a placebo effect, and all the stuff that I put in there, I feel like it's having an effect on me. I try to keep my diet relatively clean, but it doesn't mean I don't turn to the bad stuff every once in a while.
Sure.
But you go into it with the full knowledge that I'm not going to feel my best the next day. So as long as you can accept that, then you're good with it. Same thing with drinking. I mean, I won't have more than one or two, mainly because of how I'm going to feel the next day.
Right,
and I went for a long period of time where I just cut it out completely, and it wasn't like any really thought out process to it. It was just more that I just didn't feel like doing it for a while.
You wanted to fire on all cylinders, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, so I'm on day 2 of 75 Hard Challenge.
Awesome.
I don't know if it's awesome.
How are you feeling?
I'm not really feeling it. I'm in a space mentally where I'm not ready to just hit the reset button and get back on the horse. COVID, I'm not going to lie, for 2.5 years prior to COVID, or 2 years prior to COVID, we were at 4 a.m. club every day.
I love seeing it, man. That was a motivation for me.
Dude, and so I'm trying to get back to that space. And so today is day 2. I was at the 4 a.m. club yesterday. Part of the 75 Hard Challenge is you have to do 2 45-minute workouts. And so I actually did 2 workouts yesterday. I did a workout at the gym at 4 a.m. and then I ran 3 miles in the afternoon. Yeah, and look, it was a 45-minute 3 miles, so it wasn't super but it burned calories and it got my heart pumping.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I know that if I just show up and push through, by day 16, 18, 22, I'm going to be like, okay, now I'm ready and now I can keep going. But I'll tell you, cutting out alcohol, gluten, dairy, and alcohol, gluten, dairy, sugar are the 4 things that are completely being removed for the 75 Hard Challenge. Yeah, so 75 days of that, plus 2 45-minute workouts a day, plus a gallon of water, which I have no problem with because I drink a lot of water anyways. But then also 10 pages of reading. So that's the 75 hard challenge.
I love that, man.
And every day you mess up, you're back to day one.
Well, then don't mess up. I mean, you're 2 days into it, so now you're at what, 73 days.
Right, exactly.
You're good,
So-
man. You're good.
Yeah, well, but I will say I love getting on Instagram and seeing you out there in the snow, in the rain, in the dark, when you're out traveling on vacation. You're just finding the time to keep that streak going. That's impressive.
Yeah,
What,
no, I appreciate it, man.
What mentally, are you consumed by it now? Like, is it like you wake up every day and your whole day is wrapped around this? I've got to get this run in, or
No, I think it just kind of finds a way that I can fit something in. What I found out is over time, like I think I've told you, the very lowest that I can do is a mile, right? I try to keep it at the very least at a mile and a half, but I've run as far as 62 miles in a day. But the way I do it is I do it all off the feel. If it's a incredibly stressful day, or I know that I'm going to be, wrapped up in meetings and then the kids have games, then I know that I've got to be a little bit more deliberate in the planning, and I'm going to find about 15, 20 minutes that I can carve out. I'm going to bring my clothes with me. I'll just go run in a parking lot somewhere till I get that in. And to me now that feels normal, whereas in the past I'd be kind of, this is weird. I'm getting changed in a parking lot. I'm going to go run around for a mile and a half, but it's just kind of part of the day now.
sure.
So I've always got to change of clothes with me. I've got a pair of running shoes with me, no matter where I go. And that just in the event that, plans change or something comes up, that I've always got it with me and I don't have the excuse. And it just it takes that excuse away.
You travel for work at all?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Out of the country?
Not anymore.
Are you not at liberty to discuss?
So not anymore. I haven't traveled out of the country for, I don't know, 3-4 years now.
Okay, so I was wondering if any part of the run streak took place on foreign soil.
Yeah, in Iceland. I went with my brother a couple of years ago, and I planned that out. So like the plane trip, I had to factor in. We were doing it was a red-eye flight, so I got the run in like before I left for the flight, and then when we landed, as soon as we got to the Airbnb to check in, I made sure I got it done because I didn't want there to be any weird thing like timing-wise. It lined up where I was on different days and different time zones, and I just wanted it all to make sense.
Were you in the terminal at Ronald Reagan running on that treadmill?
Dude, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Just run on the treadmill?
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Oh, I think that'd totally work. Don't put it past me. And actually, now that you've given me the idea, that might be fun.
Sure, yeah. So has anybody else that you're friends with or that you follow back and forth, anyone else join in on the streak, or are you the only one?
No, I've had a few people that have jumped in on a streak for like, say, a month. There have been a few followers on Instagram that have started streaks, and they've continued on. I think one is almost at a year now, which is pretty cool.
Wow. So awesome.
I don't know what the plan is like overall, how much further they intend on going, but yeah, there have been a few where they've hopped in for like a month challenge and done something. But I think no matter what you're doing is great. Like if you're going to make your streak reading, or, hey, I'm going to watch a documentary and try to get smarter every day for a year or whatever it is, just get yourself a streak in something.
Sure,
it builds that consistency.
So what's the goal now? What's your end goal? Is it just till you die, or?
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on that, whether or not it would have to be like a really, really good excuse. Like there was a gnarly injury, obviously like something in my legs that would stop it. But then I thought, I could also imagine just one day saying, hey, it's been whatever, it's been 5 years. I'm just going to call it today. On any random day, I'll just call it, and I'll deliberately take a couple of days off and then start something else up again.
Sure. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then you'd have regret. Like,
I know.
24 hours later, you'd be like, wow, what did I do?
I think I would. There partially, like right now, if it were to happen, I definitely would. But there have been times like this year, I've got a climb out in Washington State that I want to do, and I failed at it before. I failed at it a couple of times, which is why I'm going back. I'm like, I got to get this done. I want to do this summit.
What's the
and
summit?
Mount Rainier in Washington State. So I tried to do it a couple of years back, and we had to call it short because of weather. And like ahead of that, I was thinking, there's a pretty good chance you don't make it. A lot of people don't make it. And I thought I'd be really bummed out. But then when it happened, it was like this incredible calm and just accepting it. Like, hey,
Sure.
you're not gonna win everything, and you're not gonna win. Circumstances come up. You can only take it so far and challenge it. So for me, it was just, I'm going to set a date in the future. I'm going to try it again.
So on the climb in Mount Rainier, is it an all-day thing, and do you run before?
So that one was pretty well thought out too. So it's a 4-day thing overall. The first day, you're just you're going through gear, right? You have this out like you're at a base camp. So that one's pretty easy. I can get my run done before that. The next day, you get up and you go early. You go up. They take you up a little bit higher in the mountain, and then you're going to do a climb for a couple hours and then come back down. So the way I did it last time is I just got up way earlier. I got the run done. I had breakfast and then started the climb. And then and the next couple of days we're going to get tricky. So day 3, you start the climb really early in the morning. You're going to climb up to base camp, and then you summit ideally the next day, and then come back down. So the way I did that is I got up really early again, did the run. We took the bus up to where we were going to start the hike, and then we hiked up, and we came back. We got back like 5 or 6 o'clock the next day at night, and then I just went into the room, got changed, got in my running clothes, went out for the run that night, and then I was able to do it on those days. So so far it's got done. So there has been some planning that I've had to do. Like, for example, with that climb, there's a 5-day option, and on that one I wouldn't be able to do it because there'd be one of the days it would be up in the mountains, and I'd just look like a giant goofball if I'm like, hey, I'm running in all my mountaineering boots. I'm going to go run for a mile. They're going to be like, no, you got to be roped in. And, so it just wouldn't happen. But on this 4-day climb, it's doable.
Have there been days on the streak where it's like, shoot, it's 11:45?
Yeah. So not so much recently, but I used to coach Ty's baseball team, and there were days that we'd do tournaments that would just be all day long tournaments, and we'd get home like really late at night, and of course the kids would be starving, and you make dinner, and then it's like, all right, I got to get this done. I don't know that it's been as close as like 11:45, but definitely after 11 at night, where I'm like, I've got to do this now and get a mile and a half in. So yeah, so far I've lucked out.
What about like post game? Oh, let's go out for pizza and a beer, coach, and then you got a couple beers in you, and you still have to do it. Has that ever happened?
I've done it. I've done it like definitely with like a beer or two in me, where you've gone out for like a happy hour or something, and hey, the run's not done yet. I've just got to get it done.
Dedicated.
Yeah, it's happened though.
It's so easy to just say F it and have another beer.
Yeah, but I mean, like to your point, like with your challenge, you're going to get past a certain point where you're going to not want to start that 75 days all over again, right?
Yep.
So, regardless of whether or not you've had that beer or whatever it is, and thankfully for you, you've cut that out as part of this.
Yeah.
But if you hadn't, you're just going to get it done. You know,
for
you're going to
sure,
feel like
yeah.
you're going to feel like crap for that workout, but you're going to get it done so you don't have to start over again.
Mm. Wow. So, okay, outside of the running, what other workouts are you doing kind of in conjunction? Are you working out daily in the gym, or what do you do?
So not daily, but I go down there like 3 or 4 times a week. I'll go down, and I'm not like super regimented about anything I'm doing with it. So some days I'm just like, oh, today will be more of a core day, or I'll kind of cycle through a whole bunch of different stuff. But the other thing I try to end it with is I try to do a sauna at the end of it, and then I get kind of geeked out on that Wim Hof stuff. I don't know if you followed that, but I'll do like
Because
so
of
I'll do
you,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the sauna for a while, and then I'll hop in and do like cold shower, and I feel like that sort of stuff helps me recover. So I'll do that to kind of end the day out. But yeah, nothing like super regimented. I'm trying to do a little bit better about getting that sort of stuff done now, because I think it'll help me out in the long term.
Yeah. So you brought up Wim Hof. He's a nut.
Yeah.
Complete nut job, right? But good type nut. Like it's all for the benefit of health and wellness. The other nut that you turned me on to, who I'm like absolutely man crush in love with at this point, is Jesse Itzler.
Oh man, Jesse Itzler is awesome.
He's insane, right?
So he's a Wim Hof guy too. Like he's gone to some of Wim Hof's the seminars he puts on, and yeah, he'll do the whole ice bath thing. He does those super long ultra challenges. I think this year he's looking to do it's like an ultra Ironman thing where he's doing an Ironman over the course of a couple of different days. And yeah, he'll just do these kind of bizarre off the wall challenges. He eats healthy though, you know, that's part of his thing.
These guys all eat healthy, every single one of them. Right?
Yeah,
they're not doing beer commercials.
No, they're not doing beer commercials. And actually, let me make one other recommendation to you, because I know you follow along these guys.
Well, that was my next question. Is give me some more gold.
Okay,
right,
so
who else?
Right now is a guy called Iron Cowboy. If you don't follow him on Instagram, Iron Cowboy is doing. So he did about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, he did 50 Ironmen over 50 days over the United States. So he did a different state every day and knocked out an Ironman every day for 50 days straight. He just started, I think today he's on day 26, but he's doing 100 Ironman races in 100 days.
So does he have? He's got to have sponsors, right? Like
he's got sponsors.
This is his job at this point. I'm searching for him right now on Instagram. Iron Cowboy.
Yeah.
Iron Cowboy James. Is that him? Iron Cowboy James. All right. So at this point in the interview, Greg loses his sound. He comes back. So when he comes back, I'll make sure that I stop talking again. But in case you're just joining, this is Greg Nersessian. Greg's a good friend of mine. He lives out in Maryland. And I know what you're thinking, Mike. What does a guy out in Maryland have to do with the Morning Buzz, a show that's centered around our community? I can hear myself. I just can't hear you. Really, the goal of my show, the goal of the Morning Buzz is to I'm just going to lower the volume on that one real quick. The goal of the Morning Buzz is just to spread news, information, positivity, and community. And this falls into the positivity category. This is somebody that I draw daily inspiration from, a friend of mine who has been on a 4-year run streak. He's been running every day at least a mile for 4 years, as little as a mile, as much as 62 miles. And so I'm so bummed. No, we don't have volume with him yet, so I'll keep talking. So Greg is just on a constant journey for self-improvement, and does just an awesome thing with this challenge. And so I'm always picking Greg's brain for different just hacks and different people to be inspired by and tools. Sure his phone's working. But we were just getting into some. Yeah, so he's still not able to get his sound. His sound comes back here shortly. So Greg is talking to me about different people that he has inspiration from online. There's a bunch of different hacks going on right now for self-improvement. There's the Wim Hof, this guy that is teaching this breathing technique, and also dunking yourself in ice water baths and stuff like that. And I don't know that I'd ever build up the tolerance or I guess wherewithal to experiment with ice water baths, but it's something that I could see myself going down the road of trying to do something. I'm on a constant quest personally to just kind of improve myself as well. So let me see if Greg's back here.
I don't know, man. I had to turn off the phone, restart the app again. I think it's when my Bluetooth disconnected in the car.
Yeah.
And then, I'm really technically challenged.
Well, I was just getting ready to close the show and share your Instagram, but I've got, is this the guy right here?
That's
Iron
him.
Cowboy James? Okay. So let's see, day 27. We'll just click on something here. See if I can pull it up. Oh, does it not let me play those stories?
So you can get on his regular story because they'll start it out with a swim in the morning.
Okay, let's see here. Here's his food, some girl. He's doing some bike riding. So he's doing these Ironmans. He's doing 100 in 100 days?
100 in 100 days. And,
in different
I'm telling
states.
you, man, you following along now, obviously his body's breaking down. Your body breaks down after one of those things.
Yeah, for sure.
He's in a bad way on some of those days, and then other days he comes back and he looks halfway normal.
Well, it's like, remember Goggins? Like Goggins will be running with his toes falling off, and I mean, is that how you are too? Do you have like nasty feet right now?
Oh, dude, I'd show you my toes right now, but you might vomit.
Oh gosh,
they're pretty gross, man. I'm walking around with either blacked out toenails or they fall off, and that's the point that I'm at now. I've got two toenails that are completely off, and
is it worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it. Now, having thought back on it like a few years ago, I would have been disgusted, like, what in the hell? Like, what am I even thinking? But now it's like, I don't even care. I'll wear flip-flops around and let them stare.
Jeez. Okay, so Iron Cowboy James, Greg, I'm putting up. Let's see here. Do you care if people follow you on Instagram?
No, go for it, man.
Let's see, G Nurk, right?
Yep.
In Instagram. Okay, yeah. G Nurk on Instagram is his what do you call it?
Handle.
I was gonna say gamer tag.
What's your 40?
Yeah, what's your 40? All right, so G Nurk, you can follow him to keep up with his run streak. Okay, we'll sign off. Give me one or two more guys to follow here because I need that inspiration. Iron Cowboy James.
Yep.
You guys can follow G Nurk, and who else?
Definitely Goggins.
Goggins, of course.
And then so another one that I draw a lot of inspiration from is Rich Roll. And I think you and I have talked about him before, Mike, but if not, definitely give that guy a follow. He's into clean eating. He does some longer endurance races, but he's an overall positive dude, has a really great podcast. So listen to Rich Roll after you listen to Mike. Rich
Roll. Why does that not sound familiar?
He's good. It has a really good book out too. But he's an endurance athlete. He's now focused more on doing his podcast, but
I love it,
dude.
Dad athlete. We can be considered dad athletes, I guess.
Dad athletes
for sure. Okay, Rich Roll. I'm following him. and I will listen to his podcast today while I'm running.
Awesome.
Yeah. Greg, it's always fun to catch up with you. We don't see each other enough. I think the last time we saw each other was in 2012.
Yeah, it might be around there.
When I was out in DC.
Yep.
And you've been out to California a number of times since then, just saying. But yeah, we have to make sure our schedules align. And hey, I don't know if you know this, but a really good friend of mine, Andy Chanley, who I worked for, was a morning show producer for in LA, who worked at Y107 with me, and then at Channel 1031. He just got cancer. He announced that he's in stage 2 cancer. He's 50. I think he's 53 years old. He was in my wedding. Awesome guy. But he's, full speed ahead battling it. He's super healthy otherwise.
Yeah.
Takes care of himself. He's got a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old. So he's just starting his cancer journey right now.
Yeah.
So I've been going down to LA. I'll be traveling down there a few times here in the next 5 or 6 months to kind of support him. But if you are coming to LA at any point in the near future, we got to hook up.
Will do. Hey, and good vibes to your buddy Andy.
I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. All right, Greg. Cheers, man.
All right. Cheers, buddy.
See ya.
Take care.
Sorry, I was muted. That was Greg Nersessian. Greg is a really good friend of mine who I met when we were both 19 years old driving a van for the radio station that broadcast Howard Stern out down in LA. And wild times with that guy growing up. We spent so much time together. Even working and not working, it was just we were always together. We were always cracking jokes. He's got a great sense of humor. I always knew that he was special and going to just achieve amazing things. And he is raising a beautiful family, a couple kids, and is just one of those super motivated, happy, glass half full, and just open to experiences in life and just bettering himself. So Greg, thank you so much, buddy, for your inspiration and all that you bring to my life on a daily basis, even if it's just in the form of your Instagram posts. And total inspiration. So the other inspiration for me doing this challenge is Amanda Moore. So thank you, Amanda, for throwing it out there. And this is how it happened. She didn't even really challenge me. She threw it on her Instagram and said, "This is what I'm doing. I'm starting. Who's in?" And I was like, I got to do it. I'm in. So it's a 75 hard challenge. I'll show you what it looks like. It's 75 days, right? And so basically you're doing 2 45-minute workouts a day. You're taking a picture of yourself. You're doing 10 pages of reading. I actually did it yesterday. Just I didn't mark it yet when I took this picture. 1 gallon of water. Follow a diet, which the diet is gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. And so that's the diet, and then no alcohol. And so that's the 75 hard challenge. Every day you mess up, you start back at day 1. And so that's something to that's a good motivation to not mess up, right? Because you don't want to start over. I'm on day 3, so we'll see how it goes. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, even though I'm kind of not getting the sleep that I want because I'm back on this 4 a.m. This 4 a.m. workout routine. I feel like it'll adjust over the next days and weeks. I was going to play. I was going to play the Mr. Asplund and Mr. Burnett interview. That one ran long, so I think I'll save that for another day. And we'll just kind of finish out the show, do some announcements, talk about things that are going on, and just close it out here at 9 a.m. this morning. I was going to, did you guys catch the sunrise this morning? It was gorgeous. I captured a picture that I wanted to share with you guys. It's just phenomenal. So where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah. So this was the sunrise this morning. Look at that. Is that just unbelievable? Yeah, it's just it was amazing. So gorgeous morning today. It's 46 degrees outside right now. High is going to be 82, which I've got a bone to pick with Apple weather. I think it was like more like 85, 86, 87 yesterday. It sure felt warmer. Nonetheless, it was gorgeous. So we got sunny skies all day today. Looks like we're going to have a sunset around 7:24. It's going to cool down to 43 tonight, and then sunrise is tomorrow at 6:47. Get out there and look at the sun tomorrow, because it's probably going to be the same. Going to be 75 degrees tomorrow, and then 70s into the weekend, with the little cloudy skies on Sunday coming up. But great weekend to get out and about, go wine tasting. Templeton, as always, on Saturday mornings has the farmers market. So get out there to see that, or to shop there and shop local. Really cool. So you can go out and do that. All kinds of other things going on. There's tons of live music happening at wineries again. It's getting to look a lot like springtime, as they say in the North County, I guess. Do they say that, or am I just saying that? No idea. But yeah, it's springtime. A few other things and announcements. The California Mid-State Fair has not announced officially what their plans are for the fair this year. However, the California Mid-State Fair Heritage Foundation, which I'm a part of, is still working to continue to raise money to support the FFA and the 4-H and all of the agricultural endeavors that the California Mid-State Fair is a part of. And so the Heritage Foundation is responsible for raising about $700,000 in annual income for the fair. And so naturally, without the fair happening, that's not the case. They're not able to raise that money. So what we are doing this year is we're doing a virtual auction. And so the auction is going to take place June 14th through the 18th. June 14th through the 18th will be a virtual auction. It's going to be open to the public, not just Heritage Foundation members. They're going to be giving away really cool prizes, lots of experiences and food and beverage and spirits and vacations and other kind of gift basket type items. So we're soliciting for donations right now. If you have a business, you want to contribute to the fair, if you want to be a part of something good, it's a 501c3 nonprofit organization. DM me. You can message me. I'll get you some information. You can also email me. You can email me at morningbuzzroundtown@gmail.com. But again, we're looking for people that want to, that maybe own businesses or Airbnbs or other types of items that they want to send down to the auction and contribute. And so that's more information on that coming as we progress with that. But that's the California Mid-State Fair Heritage Foundation virtual auction. It's the first annual virtual auction. And so we're gonna do that. And and we'll stand by to see what's happening with the fair. Other things happening in and around our community. May 29th, 2021, Paso Robles Police Association is the second annual golf tournament. Let's see. We're excited to join with our partners to host another great event at Hunter Ranch Golf Course. Please come and join our Paso Robles Police Officers Association for a fun Saturday morning golf event. Details and registration can be found at a website. The website is PasoRoblesPoliceGolf.com. So if you want to get involved, support the Police Officers Association, you like playing golf, you want to win a tournament, now is your chance. They're also looking for sponsors for this. Title sponsors $5,000, but you can do the Crimson sponsor if you want. It's $100. It's basically getting your name on the program and supporting. So let's see. Does it say how much the foursomes are or the teams? It doesn't say on this, but I'll look it up and have that information. But if you want to register and sign up to be a part of this golf event, PasoRobosPoliceGolf.com. That's a great event. It's the second annual event. All right, the other announcements I have are Templeton Heritage Tree Foundation. We had Kelly Reed Dalton on the show before, but she's got an event coming up on the 17th. It's a wine and cheese tour of a nice oak tree collection where you'll be discussing the varieties of oaks along with learning about the hybridization of native versus non-native oak trees. Again, this is a great Saturday event, 11 a.m. It's a chance for you and a loved one, maybe use it to be like a really cool date. That if you're into the outdoors and wine and cheese and exploring the beauty of these awesome oak trees that we have lining our hills around here, that's kind of a cool thing. So get out there. It's on Saturday the 17th. I've got the information here if you want to email me. Again, the email morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com. You can get more information from me that way. The Templeton Tea Flags. I'm a big fan. I will continue to support and announce where you can get the tea flags. I've got them. I've got some in my backpack right now. I travel all around town, so hit me up if you want a tea flag. These are $37.50. It's a fundraiser for the Culture Initiative that supports Templeton High School. The Culture Initiative is a nonprofit that basically spends money to support the kids that aren't necessarily represented by any particular boosters or club, right? And so some of the things that they've done with the money in the past, they put on the freshman orientation. They fund that. They fund the Link Crew freshman mentoring and support group. They also fund student tutoring. They support the Wingmen, which is Templeton's school spirit student team, right? They've purchased equipment before, a defibrillator and a public address system. They are responsible for these flags, of course. Athletic banners in the stadium. They've brought motivational speakers onto campus before. They do some drug prevention stuff. They provide lunches. I mean, all kinds of things. That's the Culture Initiative. They're selling the tea flags. You see them all up and down Main Street. We've sold over, I want to say we're getting close to 150 flags sold. So that's pretty impressive. But they're still available. We ordered 100 more. So let me know if you want them. You can email me, DM me, however you want to get a hold of me. Just hit me up if you want a flag. $37.50. Profit is between $12 and $14 ish, and all of that money goes back to the Templeton Culture Initiative. We also have the boosters, the athletic boosters, a great way for parents who aren't allowed to get into athletic events like baseball, softball, and football. If you want to be a part of the Templeton Athletics Boosters, and you can volunteer, all you have to do is go onto their website. I'm High School Athletics Boosters. Hold on. Athletics. Sorry, I'm pulling up their thing. I'm going to share the screen with you. You can go onto their website and you can click to see how you can get involved, but they're always looking for volunteers. They've got a fundraiser going on right now that is doing they're basically selling these banners, which is really cool. I'm going to just share my screen so we can see these banners. Boom, share. All right, so these banners, $46 a piece. They say "Wings Up, Go Templeton," and it's just another fundraising event opportunity that the boosters are doing to continue to have funds available to support all the athletics. They do a number of things for each sport, and so that the money that comes in is critical for them being able to maintain, or for the high school being able to maintain all of the great athletic opportunities and and resources available to the athletes. And so these banners are $46 a piece. Get them. They were flying them at the football game as well. So the other thing is, let's see here. They've got awesome swag available. If you go onto their website, they've got masks and shirts and hats and umbrellas, and I mean, you name it. They've got a lot of cool swag. So you can go onto the website, and then you can also go onto the website to figure out how you can get a hold of them to possibly volunteer. So that's really cool of them to just continue to look for alternative ways to support athletics when obviously the snack bar revenue's down, the golf tournaments aren't happening how they had happened in the past. Although we did have a great golf tournament late fall into the winter. Actually, I don't even remember. It was right around that time. Super successful. And so I think they're looking to plan another one here in the coming months or so. So I'll make sure that I get that information to you as it becomes available. All right, at this time, we're going to do one last check-in with our man, Mr. Anthony Reed. All right, tell me that there's nothing going on out there in terms of incidents and actions.
You are correct.
I love it. I love it. Another slow day. It's always a good day when it's a slow day for you, right?
Yep. And because I overdid it yesterday in physical therapy, I think
All right. Well, you do it, man. I'll chat with you tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good.
See ya. All right, that's Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. He's got a little bit of delay on him, so I don't know if you guys had a pause on your end, but it was paused for me a little. So thank you, Anthony, for coming in and sharing all the incidents and actions and news in the North County. We have some control burns continuing to happen in and around the county through mid-April. So don't be alarmed if you see hundreds of different little fires sporadically all throughout the Highway 1 down into San Luis Obispo area. That's CAL FIRE doing control burns to make sure that they just keep the vegetation in, what's the word I'm looking for? In control. And so CAL FIRE is doing that. Anthony brought us that information earlier on in the week. That's it. It's a Thursday. And today was April 1st. And so go out there and pull jokes on all of your favorite people. Tell them, if you missed it, the big joke I wanted to do was announcing at the top of the show that the governor said there's another stay-at-home order. And so I don't know. It's probably too soon to even go down that road with that kind of joke, but I thought it was funny. All right. Well, it's 8:58. I went super long yesterday, so I'm done. I'm out of stuff to talk about. Thank you so much, Lindsay and Lauren, for coming in today to share with us what you girls are doing with the volleyball and with the soccer and with your academics and with your lambs. Those girls are involved in so much, and they have a job. And Lindsay's driving Lauren around all the time, like. Those are textbook just kick butt students, and so thanks for sharing your light with us and inspiring us and being role models for other kids on campus too. Really cool to get to know you guys a little. Good luck to you this year in soccer and volleyball. We've had the pleasure of getting to know the girls in our house over the last few years with raising animals and with volleyball, and then most recently with tutoring. They've been students of Allison's when she's tutoring. So very cool. Thank you, Mr. Mack, for setting that up. And Mr. Mack's going to be out tomorrow, so I'm going to do his update for him, which will be interesting. It won't be the usual good information coming directly from him. I'm going to try my best to make sure I give out the correct information in a fashion that he would approve of. So anyways, Mr. Mack, we won't see you until after the break. And so I wish you a great break. We've got 1 day left. Push through. I heard tomorrow's a minimum day. So that's good news. All right. That's it. That's the show. Today is April 1st. Go